All right, so welcome to part two of my free training. This section is going to be very exciting. It's probably where I get the most questions. So we're going to go over the niche. I'll be sharing a list of 20 niches or so where I've already personally helped someone scale past 10K per month. So when I work with people and they come to me, I give them that list and I tell them, look, bro, you can pick whatever you want, but if you pick something in that list, it's very easy for me to help you because I've already helped someone scale past 10K per month. So I already know the scripts, the best service, how much to charge, where to find your clients, all of these things. I've gone through that learning phase with someone else already. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing that exact list so you know it's been proven to work, at least in the last 6 months. We're going to be going over the different types of service delivery. So what are the services that you can offer, as well as the actual offer? And when I say offer, I mean like how much do you charge, what are the pricing models and all of those things, and the guarantees, of course. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get started. All right, so part two. In today's module, we'll go over the different niches, so picking your niche, building value to justify a high ticket retainer, your service delivery, creating your irresistible offer, show and tell. Okay, I'll be explaining what that means exactly. So picking your niche. Again, probably where I get the most questions when it comes to starting the agency. Is my niche good? Is it oversaturated? Am I screwed? Do I need to do 20 different niches? So I will be going over all of these things today. So real quick, for those that don't know what a niche is, it's essentially a segment of the market. Okay, you can also use the word industry. Okay, so I work with dentists, with real estate agents, with plumbers. Okay, those are niches or industries that we're going to go after. So it's just basically focusing on only helping one type of client. Now, why do we want to do that? Okay, some people come to me and they tell me, Oliver, if I work with everyone, then I have more chances of closing someone and I can work with more clients and in return make more money. Let me explain to you why that is not always the case. Okay, so we have a person left on the left, and we also have another person on the right. Now, the person on the left, he's a general person. Okay, so he doesn't pick a niche, he goes after everything. Okay, so he has no niche because he thinks that they will have more opportunity to secure clients even if they have multiple niches. When it comes to retainers, they often will struggle to get well-paid retainers from clients because they view them as a generalist, not a specialist. Okay, so it's like the example I gave you guys earlier about the doctor. Okay, someone who has a specific skill, who's specialized in something, is rarer. Okay, it's not as common, not as frequent. So because of that, people are willing to pay a lot more money for it. Okay, and when you don't have that sort of unique aspect to your business, and when you work with absolutely everyone, it's not you're not creating value for yourself. Okay, you're not making yourself enticing, and it's not like someone specifically wants to work with you. Like, how are you any different from the other person who's also doing the same thing? Okay, imagine you own a gym and you're you have 5 different agencies in front of you. 4 of them work with everyone, so they have clients in all different industries, and then there's one that everything is tailored around gyms. He only works with gyms. His branding is around gyms. The guy looks like the big muscle guy, big Giga Chad. Of course, they're gonna go with that person, okay? Because obviously they know their thing about gyms and they're willing to pay a premium, even though they might be slightly more expensive than the other people, okay? Lastly, when it comes to operations, typically this is the biggest headache that you guys will face if you don't pick a niche, okay? Your operations are gonna be a shamble, okay? Typically, they have to tweak their approach to every new client. While they might still offer the same service, the way they execute is different from every niche. They can't plug and play between different new clients. Another comparison that I can use is I'm a coach for people who want to start agencies, like online service-based businesses. If I start helping someone with drop shipping and stuff like that, I now my niche, if you want, it's switched to helping people make money online. If I start coaching for every single type of online business that there is or online ways to make money, like I cannot have a structured method to help everyone. Okay, because the way I will help someone who wants to learn how to trade and someone who wants to start an agency is extremely different. The videos will be completely different. So my operations are also going to be different. So how can I help multiple people? Okay, even though I'm all at the end of the day, I'm helping them all make money. Okay, and this, you're really going to see the consequences of this as you scale and you have multiple clients. Because if you work with only, let's say, dentists, when you sign a new dentist, you already know what to do. You know what's the offer, how much to charge, what's the special, what the creative should look like, the targeting, all of these different things. You've already gone through that phase. So it's very easy for you to scale and make more money long term. Okay, so if you are a general, it's okay at the beginning, like for your first client, if you're just like trying a bunch of things, that's fine. But like once you get a client or two, like just pick one and stick with it. Okay, don't start jumping from one thing to the other. If you cannot sign a client because you like if you've been trying and you cannot sign a client, it's and you never been booking calls or nothing, then typically the issue is you and not the niche. Okay. Anyways, specialized. Okay. They pick a niche, realizing they'll make more and also deliver results easier with the niche. Okay, I kind of went over this earlier. Retainer, they command strong fees because they're niche specific, they speak the language of the owner, and they have niche specific case studies. Okay, so again, they can justify a higher ticket retainer. And then when it comes to operations, when they get a new client, it's literally like slotting them into a predetermined machine and system. This makes getting results for them a walk in the park. Okay, so that's why we want to pick a niche. Now, rule of three, if you're asking yourself, do I have a good niche? Okay, and it's not in this list, or you're just sort of curious to know what I consider to be a good niche, I call this the rule of three. I don't know if that's what it's called, but whatever. They have to be selling some sort of high ticket service or product. Okay, it's very hard to scale a business that's selling a $20 service, you know, like they're doing, I don't know what $20, let's say nails. I don't know if I think nails is more expensive, but anyways, let's say something that's really not expensive. So a $20 product. Okay, the amount of volume you have to sell for them is insane. And especially if it's a service, like a local based service, sometimes just physically, it does not, like let's say a barbershop. Okay, you cannot cut a million, you cannot do a million haircuts in a single day, you know, realistically in a single location. Okay, some business models have restrictions, and you don't want to work in something that has restrictions. And typically, if it's high ticket, you can get away with making one sale per month or two. But if the ticket is so expensive that you end up making them a lot of money, it's still okay, and it's easier to do. Then it's easier to sell two expensive things than it is to a million cheap things. Short sales cycle. So if you sell something that's crazy expensive, but it takes them 18 months to deliver on it and get paid, they're not going to see their money back for a very long time. So it's going to be hard to justify keeping you on the payroll and constantly paying you. So ideally something that's short sales cycle. So it's high ticket and they get paid immediately for it. And then lastly, in a growing market. Okay, this is really evident. Now, here is the list that I mentioned earlier. Okay, pause the video, look at it, take notes. I'm not going to go over everything one by one. But this, if you do end up working with us on a one-to-one basis, and you come to me and you say, Oliver, I want to work with body shops, let's say. What I do is I go in my list of existing clients, my coaching clients, and I ask them, I'm like, okay, who's already working in body shops? I see what is the outreach method, what is this offer, what is this, you know, the pricing, the guarantee, the service delivery, all of these things, and I just plug and play into your company. Okay, and it's very easy for me to get you results as well. Okay, so this again is a list if you want to pause and just pick something from here. These are my favorites. Personally, I don't like the clinics. Okay, that's the only thing I would stay away from, but I have helped people scale in these niches. Now, next step, building value. Okay, this is extremely important. This is how you can justify charging instead of 1K per month, something like 4 or 5K per month. The value equation, you've probably seen this from Alex Hormozi in his book, but there's basically 4 aspects to it. Okay, the dream outcome. Okay, what is going to be the results of working with you? So to give you an example, if you're working with your local dentist, you might help them open a new chain, or you might them just get them more sales into their company. Perceived likelihood of achievement. Okay, how likely, like, do they actually believe you can sell them this dream? So I can come see you and tell you, hey bro, like I'm gonna give you a Lamborghini tomorrow. Do you want a Lamborghini? Yeah, of course. It is a dream. But do you actually think I'm gonna come and give you a Lamborghini? Probably not. Okay. So what is the perceived likelihood of achieving? So this, in other words, is like case studies, results, and stuff like that. And then at the bottom, these are 2 things you want to delay or like remove as much as possible. So time delay. So you want to get them to their dream outcome as soon as possible. Okay, so the more time it takes, the less valuable your service becomes. If I come here in my program and I tell you, hey, I will build you a business that's going to make you 15K per month. That might be one of your dreams. That's pretty cool. Okay, you see my case studies and everything. That's pretty cool. You've done it before in the past. You've done it yourself. Okay, I do believe you can do it. And then I drop you the bomb and I tell you it's going to take me 10 years to build that for you. Okay, that kind of like, yeah, it's cool. Like you will make me 15K per month, but I don't want to wait 10 years. You know, I want to make it happen in the next 12 months. Okay, so you want to reduce the time delay as much as possible. So same thing for your clients. Okay, once you start working with them, the quicker you get them a win, the better it is for them. Okay, and lastly, effort and sacrifice. This is where I see most people screwing up. Okay, they sign a client and then it's okay. Can you send me this? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you check this? Can you call them? You know, it's like they give them so much homework to do. When I pay someone money to do something for me, I don't bother me. Okay, I gave you money already. Just do the work. Just do what you have to do. Quit texting me every single day. I hate when people do that. Okay, for me, this is my biggest turn off. I don't mind it taking some time. I understand some things will take time, but if you're asking me to do your job and do every day you're contacting me because I have to send you or do you something, that's extremely annoying to me. Okay, I either rather do it in one go, like give me one document and in 1 hour I can knock everything off. But if you start texting me every day with small things, which is most of what you guys will be doing, or not you guys, but beginners when they sign their first client, clients will get very much annoyed by this. Okay, so these are the 4 aspects that make up a valuable service. So I think I kind of break down this. Dream outcome, perceived likelihood, time delay. And then here's an example. So dream outcome will increase your monthly revenue by 5K per month. Perceived likelihood of achievement. We guarantee you 50 new jobs every single month, or else you don't pay. Present case studies to back up your promise. Okay, so you basically back it up with a guarantee, which basically increases the perceived likelihood that you will make them an extra 5K per month. Time delay will get you onboarded in 1 hour and reach the guarantee at least once every month. The quicker you reach the guarantee, the better it is for your clients. And then lastly, effort and sacrifice will take care of everything: copywriting, ad creative, ad campaign setup, ad creation, landing page, customer service, appointment setting, SMS, marketing, email, everything that stands between the desired outcome and the customer. Okay, very simple. Anything that needs to be done in order to get them to their goal, you do it for them. Okay, very simple. Now, when it comes to the actual service delivery, obviously this is a SMMA group and everything. We're going to help you with your marketing agency, but there's different types of services they can do. I prefer marketing. It's my go-to, but these are different things that you can do that's kind of in the same realm, but not really. So of course you have like the big platforms. So Facebook, Google, TikTok, YouTube ads. All of these things are good. Some people will come to me and say, Oliver, is Facebook better than Google or TikTok or YouTube? It depends of the niche. Okay, it depends who you're working with. If you work with plumbers, and you advertise emergency, like your toilet is leaking and you need a plumber ASAP, don't start doing YouTube ads. Okay, it makes 0 sense. That's Google ads because it's immediate. You search it. But if you're selling nice, pretty LED lights or something like that, then yeah, maybe TikTok and the other platforms might be better. Okay, so it depends on what you're doing. Social media management, this is a good one as well. Typically, you won't be able to charge as much money, but it's still good in need. Email marketing, this is very good. Consulting, that's exactly what I do. And you can also consult for your local businesses. Content creation, graphic design, SEO, Instagram growth, that's kind of with social media management. Copywriting, marketing, automation, web creation, and management. Okay, so there's different types of services. Again, in this training, and when I help people, like I've helped people with all different types of services and business models. Okay, if it's an online service-based business, it's very easy to scale using these frameworks that I'm going to be teaching to you guys in this training. Now, this is a quick sort of point that I want to really ingrain into your guys' head. When we went here, if you look at the bottom left, effort and sacrifice, at the very bottom it says everything that stands in between the desired outcome and the customer. This is extremely important. This is how you make a good service. Now, an example when it comes to running Facebook ads is what most beginners do is they just run Facebook ads. They set up the creatives, the copy, the targeting, and then boom, they're done. Leads will be coming in, but they don't really care. They just manage the ads. A simple thing you can do to make your service a bit more valuable is that you complete it. So as you can see, Facebook ad is only a quarter, 25%. Now, if you create a landing page, so imagine you click the ads, and then instead of just going to a lead form and you collect the lead information, you create a landing page for them to help them convert the leads into buying customers. Okay, now you're already doing a bit more for them. So you're bringing them halfway. Last thing, you can qualify the leads. If you come to me and you give me 100 leads, which is really cool, but if 90 of them are unqualified and they can't afford my services, or they're in different industries or whatever, then they're useless. Okay, so I'm going to be wasting my time calling these leads one by one when 90 of them are unqualified. So only give me the 10 that are qualified. Okay, so that's very important. And then lastly, appointment setting. If you run ads for me to a nice converting landing page, which gets me a bunch of leads, you find a way to qualify them to make sure they're people I can actually work with and help, and they can afford my services, and you get them to directly just book a calendar. So all I have to do is wake up, take the calls, and close them. Then you're completing a service and you're making my life good. Okay, and the same thing for your local businesses. Now, this is another example. I'm not going to go over it. I'll leave it in the PowerPoint or in the presentation that I have. But this is how I help someone who's doing short form content for his clients complete the service. So this is another way to present it. So instead of just editing shorts where I can pay someone $5 on Fiverr to do this for me, how about you sell me the infrastructure of helping me build a system, a content system? So someone to help me with ideas, content, long form, short form, or thumbnails, like really everything that helped me get to 1 million followers, which is my desired situation. You take care of it for me. Okay, so that's another example. Now, when it comes to creating your irresistible offer, this is extremely important. Okay. First off, high ticket, low ticket. Personally, I'm a big fan of high ticket. Okay, just charge money, especially for services. Like it's true, it depends on the service. Okay, it depends who you're working with, what you do, and everything. Of course, when it comes to one-on-one coaching, like me, one-on-one coaching for people who are just starting out, I cannot charge people 5K upfront to start working with me. It's unrealistic. It makes no sense. Okay, which is why we have a performance-based offer. Okay, we do things a bit differently to make sure it makes sense. But if you're working with established local businesses that are making money, go for high ticket. Now, obviously, you cannot just put the huge price tag and then expect people to pay you. You have to, like, it has to make sense. But essentially, why do we want to go higher ticket? It's like it's a cycle that kind of a self-fulfilling cycle. I think that's how you say it. So when you charge high ticket, only high quality clients and people who have higher commitment will work with you. So if ever you guys, anyone here has already signed a client for a free trial, or know someone who signed a client for a free trial, will know that these people are nightmares to work with. They're not really committed to work with you. Okay, because they didn't really invest anything up front. They have nothing to lose. They don't care that much. Okay, think about when someone gave you something for free. Like I don't know, like some free, I don't know, like something for free. Okay, like your commitment isn't super high to it. But if you pay something, if you pay like a really big price tag to something, you will have a higher commitment to it. Okay, so higher quality clients and higher commitment increase revenue. Okay, so you make more money, and then you can use that money to get better results for your clients. So you can hire better talent. Okay, and it's basically just a cycle that repeats itself. Now, benefits of charging high ticket for your clients: increased commitment, perceived value increases, better results, less demanding clients, and easier to fulfill. Now for your business, increased profit, perceived value increases, social proof, improved talent, increased team conviction. Okay, very simple. Now, when it comes to pricing models, I've seen it all. All can work. There's no one that's better than the other. It depends really of what stage you're at with the business, how confident you are, the type of business you're working with. There's so many factors that come into play. It's hard for me to tell you in a training like this what to do. Okay. You can either charge performance base, and then the client covers the ads. The client should always cover the ads, okay? Always. Okay. But the first one is just performance based. We will take 15% of whatever we make you. Okay. This I'm not a huge fan because it's hard to track. You're basically giving lots of you're lots of trust to your client. Okay. If the client decides to screw you and not pay your performance fee, there's nothing really you can do about it. I have done that deal with people in the past, but I only do it after they've sort of, like I've built a trust with them. So for some people, they reach a point where they're spending so much money in like ad spend where it makes sense to do a performance-based model. Okay, or I help them with a different project. You know, there's lots of circumstances that come around it, or it's a referral, you know, someone you can trust. When it's those cases, it's different. If it's your first client, you might have to do it. Okay, if it's just the first one, it's better that than the free trial. But don't make it a habit of just signing performance-based clients. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's unpredictable. You don't get that MRR, and it's less commitment also from your clients. Okay. Second model, upfront retainer, so a monthly base, and then the performance base plus a guarantee. This is already better, okay, than the first one. You get some sort of setup fee, and then you do performance base. Okay, so at least you get some commitment from them. They're not just starting to work with you with zero investment whatsoever. The third option is just a big upfront retainer. Okay, so the upfront retainer on the second model, it's maybe 500 1K, bigger upfront, maybe 2K per month, 3K per month, and then you back it up with some sort of guarantee to make sure that they feel safe. So again, it goes back to the value equation, perceived likelihood of achieving the desired outcome. And then lastly, like free trials is an option, of course. Again, if it's your first client, and you've been trying, and you see an opportunity to at least try to help someone and practice your service delivery, and they're willing to give you a shot on the free trial, it's okay. Go for it. Work with them for 2 weeks, and then afterwards, pitch them the upfront retainer. But I would avoid free trials, especially if you're working with a qualified team of media buyers, which again, I typically will give to all of my coaching students. Just because they have the experience, they have the case studies, they know what they're doing. So you're not considered a new business. You're working with people who have the talent. Okay. If I come to you and I say, hey, I'm going to close for your business, like and let's say you have 20 calls per day and you need a closer ASAP. And I come to you and I'm like, hey, I will help you close those deals. But me, myself, I have no idea how to close, but I'm working with someone who has 20 years of experience closing. And I'm going to place him into your company. Should I like approach this person with the perspective of I have no idea what I'm doing and because I've never closed someone? Okay, the answer should be no. Okay, because you're working with someone who has 20 years of experience when it comes to closing. So he's the person that's gonna be closing. So use his experience to back up sort of what you're gonna be doing for your clients as a service. Okay, and it's the same thing with media buyers, marketing services, and everything. Now, last section, show and tell. This is extremely important. Okay. I want you guys to create a lucid chart or Miro chart. Okay, these are the websites that are called, going over your entire service delivery. Here, I gave you guys my framework when I was basically just full on presenting and going all in on my agency. Okay, it's what I give to my clients as base, as inspiration, sorry. I would modify it to fit a bit more like sort of what you do and your numbers and everything. But this is essentially you doing everything that stands between the current situation of your clients and where they want to become. Okay, I like to use lucid charts because it gives like a roadmap for them to follow. Okay, so step 1, we do this. Step 2 is this. Step 3, and then step 4, looks like this. Okay, so go over this. I'm not going to go in depth because everyone's service will be different. So there's no point in me breaking this down. But this is what I did running Google Ads for plumbers. Okay, this is the exact framework that I was using. Okay, so if you want to copy it, go for it. If you want to make it a bit unique, which I do recommend because many people are copying it, then by all means, use this as inspiration. And again, reach out to the coaches for review. They'll look at everything for you and just make sure everything's good to go. Here, this is a bonus. I personally didn't do it, but I know many people are doing it. I actually got it from a client, like someone we're working with. They laid out the exact step-by-step process of what the service will look like. So one is lead generations for Facebook. So it's an example of a Facebook ad. Then lead capture, that's the landing page. So they showed examples of a landing page. Appointment setting, so they show like a booking calendar. And then the lead nurturing or qualifying is the SMS follow-up process. So they actually laid it out. What would be even better is to go high level, the actual software you're going to be using to do all of this, and actually show them in action what it looks like. Okay, that would be very interesting. But yeah, that's another thing. Pair this up with these two things, show and tell. This can be very good. Now, VSL or video sales letter. This is extremely important as well. Earlier in the video, or actually in the first part of the training, I gave you guys my template to my landing page, and there was a big VSL on it, like a slot to put it. Now is the time you're going to record that. Okay, once you figure out who you're going after, that niche, and you have the service, you completed sort of the service delivery, so you didn't just do Facebook ads, you completed the package. Now it's time, and you have the presentation. Now it's time to present it in a video format. Okay, people are going to be curious. They're going to not fully understand what you do, and sometimes just sending them a video is the best thing you can do to explain to them so they can watch it at their own pace, at their own time, and really see it before actually speaking with you and hopping on a call and seeing if that's something they want. Okay, so there's 4 parts to it. Part 1 and 2. Part 1, intro, social proof. Why should they even listen to you? Okay, if you guys remember in my first training, what was the first thing I started with? I went over my story briefly. I didn't go crazy in results and in depth, sorry, but I still went over it because you have to know that the person you're listening to or you're working with is even qualified to be someone that can do those things. Now, again, you might be asking yourself, Oliver, I'm a beginner. I have no social proof. I'm a bum. How am I supposed to do it? Again, if you work with a media buyer who has the experience, who has the case studies, leverage their results because they are going to be working with you and they are the people that are going to be doing the service delivery for you. Okay. And obviously work with that person once you sign a client. Part 2. So just briefly, like a bit about the company, case studies and stuff like that. Okay. Second point, what's wrong with our current ways of dealing with the company roadblocks? Put yourself in their shoes and focus on the constant headaches and issues they're facing while running their business. Show them that you understand their situation. Okay, this is extremely important. If you could list out step by step what they're dealing with. So an example for local businesses that's very common is only relying on referrals to scale your business. Okay, the issue with that is that it's inconsistent. You cannot rely on that to consistently scale your business. You need something that's external where you reach out to people and you sort of get people to work with you. So that's a common way. They only rely on referrals to scale, which is unpredictable. And then number 3, present your solution. Okay, so you presented yourself, you went over their current issues, and then what's the solution to fix their issues? Okay, present your solutions to solving the issue presented. In the second part of this presentation, use a lucid chart or examples of work you've done in the past. And then lastly, offer a walkthrough call, so a call to action, so CTA, plus offer them some sort of bonus for showing up on the call. Okay, you want to give them some incentive. Now, here I put examples of both my VSL that we use for our coaching and mentorship program, as well as the document. Okay, this is very good. Use it as inspiration, use it as a framework. It's very good. It's exactly what I give everyone to do, and it works extremely well. We've made over $1 million using these 2 things, so you know it works. Okay, but yeah, that's gonna be all for the second part. All right, so this one was extremely important. Okay, we went over the niche, the service, the pricing model, as well as presenting everything in a nice lucid chart and creating that VSL. Okay, if you have these things in place, you are ready to outreach. Okay, you know who to go after, you know what to pitch them, and if they ask you, can you send me email with more information? Boom, you have the email with the information. You have the VSL, you have the landing page, you have everything in place. Okay, so this is extremely important. Rewatch this video multiple times if needed, but just make sure you have this set, ready to go before you start outreaching. And once you are ready to outreach, come back to this training, watch part 3, and then I'm going to be giving you all the scripts, the methods, everything that we use to help our business scale and our clients scale with their agencies.